Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Rick.
Videos today from Dating Right. Women are going broke, selling their homes as the economy declines. What happened to being strong and independent? Please like, subscribe down below. Really appreciate that. Let's get that chow. It's chow time.
I hate being a homeowner. There, I said it, and I meant it, and I hate it so much that we're moving out of our house and into an apartment.
Funny ass offer for my house. So I'm selling my house. I'm tired of being a homeowner.
Everything is expensive. Inflation is through the roof. We can't get jobs to save our lives. This country is a shit show. This election is a fucking joke.
I can agree with most of that sentiment.
Dating scene, atrocious.
I don't mean to sound all crazy, but like, this is life.
Yeah.
Like, this is it.
Yep.
I don't understand what it's for.
It's for you to make better. You're given the bare minimum, the basics, which is your life, and that's about it. Luckily, you women have a vagina that gets you a little bit more in the world, where us, our dick gets us nothing. We have to earn everything else.
What is this?
Bro, I'm so tired of working, bro. I'm so tired of working, bro. I don't care about
I wonder why she's single with that bro talk.
these bills, bro. I don't care about this freaking car, bro. I don't care about this freaking car insurance, bro. I don't care about these kids. Bro, I don't care about my hair.
Ooh.
It's always funny.
Yeah, I'm dating right. That was a good
3 to
one.
4 years ago, we saw a lot of single women being encouraged to purchase homes only as a way to up one on men. We all remember a couple of years ago when the stats came out that single women are stepping into home ownership at a faster rate than men.
The majority of home buyers these days are single.
City girls are up 1,000 points on this one. We did a big one, and he is 100% right, sir. And I have purchased not only one, but 2 homes in my lifetime, both times as a single woman. I have 1 child. I have never been married. And I did not have a co-applicant that was a boyfriend or anything like that on either one of my mortgage loan applications. What I am noticing, though, is that there are so many women that are applying for these home loans.
Because more women are less financially savvy when it comes to these things. They just assume because they make a certain amount of income, they can just afford it. But that's not how it works. You save up towards a house. You put a nice big down payment, lower your monthly payments, and then there's a shitload of maintenance and a shitload of repairs you're going to have to do throughout the years.
For their $350,000 house or their $400,000 house, they are so prepared for home ownership. I don't know if men feel intimidated. I don't know what it is.
Being prepared for home ownership is not what the fuck you're saying, lady. And I remember this one from the last clip because she's a real estate agent, just pretty much lying to women to get more women to buy more houses to fuck themselves over so she can make money to afford her houses.
But not only are they getting to it, they're getting to the bag by having not just 1, but 2 full-time jobs.
You see that? She was encouraging the sisterhood to go out there and work 2-3 jobs to pay for that $400,000 mortgage. But it looks like a lot of these women are realizing that they have stepped into a pile of because they can no longer afford these homes, or they realize they can't maintain the home. Let's get right into this.
I love being a homeowner until it's time to do, like, I call it the manly stuff, like the snow, the lawn, go take out the trash. Like, as a single female, I feel like I should have been a little bit smarter and maybe got a condo or something where all this is included in the HOA, or I don't have to take the trash can out that far. Yes, I know that I can just go call someone and have them do it, but I don't want to go in my pocket and have to pay for it. I don't know, maybe I need a condo or a man.
Buying a house is like one of the worst investments you can make, and I'm here to tell you why. Let's say you buy an average house, $400,000, 3% down, and your interest rate is 4.5. You will not guess how much this will cost you. Over the life of this loan, you will be paying $319,000 in interest.
Yep.
You're literally almost paying double for the house, right? Because the house is 400,000, and come on now. That brings the whole total to $827,000. So almost $1 million for a $400,000 house.
Yep.
I bought a house. Ridiculous.
This is exactly why women think they can afford the payments. Sure, you can afford the payments, but you just pay double for the house, plus all the other maintenance.
Invested a ton of money into a house in California. It doesn't fit. This is not where I'm supposed to be. That's awesome. That's fucking... The house is on the market. It's up for sale. I moved here 2 weeks ago. That's just insane. But my soul is like... Ba-da-da! Right? It's just like you needed to go into this home theme. And the only way that we were going to get you into this home theme is to really mess you up.
Guys, look, if you don't naturally love DIYs, being handy.
That's most women. Most women do not like working with their hands like that. That's why they have those raptor claws to probably protect them from touching stuff.
Living an unsoft life. Like, home ownership really might not be for you. And I'm not saying don't invest in real estate. Please do. But if you don't like taking out your garbage outside in the cold and then making sure garbage cans are at the curb for pickup and mowing grass and shoveling snow and...
Like, when you rent a spot, you have to do that anyways. You have to make sure the trash cans are out. If you don't do it, who the fuck else is doing it? And that's, like, even when you rent a house or rent a condo or something.
Putting out salt when it's time for a some type of storm. And painting chips on your wall and replacing faucets and dealing with water damage.
Okay, faucet. That is a big thing. So our kitchen faucet, my roommate has had to replace that crap 3 times now since I've lived here. I think I lived here for like 5-6 years now almost. He's replaced it 3 times. And he used the exact same model each time. And I'm telling him, you might want to change models now because that model is fucking fucked up some way where it keeps fucking breaking. So, yeah, dude. 6 years, 3 new faucets for the kitchen because it broke in like a year or 2 every single time.
And repairing a roof and all of the
Good luck
things.
with that.
Baby, you might be better off in an apartment. Some say a condo. I say apartment. Because in my mind, even a condo, baby, if you have something wrong with your sink, who's in charge of it? You are. And instead of getting your nails done, you're worrying about finding those replacement parts and finding someone reputable to come into your home and fix that for you.
Isn't it so weird and sad that they're barely willing to sacrifice their nails for the essentials that they need for the house. And they complain about it. If I can not do something and save $100 or $120 towards something, you best believe I'm going to do it and not bitch about it because now at least I have an option to be able to do that.
And look, I think girls can do everything that they want to do. This girl, this woman, doesn't want to be bothered with that stuff. And I think that that's okay. Like, can we normalize successful women not wanting to bear the burden of home ownership?
Yesterday was my 3-year anniversary of becoming a home borrower. I borrowed this house from the bank 3 years ago, and I hate it. And some people are asking me why. Why do you hate it? Because I can't afford it. I can't afford this house. When I borrowed the house, I could afford it, and the bank insured that.
And that's something that I always laughed at because I remember when me and my ex-wife purchased our home, we were so excited. Everyone was like, congratulations on your home. And I always would tell her, we actually are borrowing this house from the bank. Until we pay it off in 20 to 30 years, it belongs to the bank. We don't own it. Home ownership means the mortgage is paid off. You are borrowing that house from the bank. Simply living in a house and paying.
I actually owned a home. We bought that home for $70,000 back in the day when I was a little bit younger, and it was in like an area where it's far away from LA. It wasn't in LA. It's like halfway to LA to Vegas. So the house was really cheap, paid off. It's worth a lot now. Congratulations.
A mortgage rent, I call it, doesn't mean you own it. The bank own it.
Buy a house, they said. It'll be rewarding. They said it'll be fun. Even homeownership is so fun. Yeah, until it's 9:30 in the morning and it's already 85 degrees outside.
Yeah. And you still got a whole lawn to mow?
Sweat stinging in your eyes because it's so hot and you try to mow the lawn.
I do not understand the point of owning a home. Not only do you have to pay an outrageous amount of money for a down payment on the house, but everything that breaks is then your responsibility to fix it. I don't have to bring my trash cans to the end of the street on trash night. All of my neighbors are super close, so I could just walk from apartment to apartment and meet friends easier. Anything that comes up, literally anything, I walk across the street to my leasing office, bang on their door and say, hey, I need this fixed. Now, I don't have to pay anybody for it. You're telling me if I have a house, I have to call somebody in special to come and fix something, and then I have to pay them extra money to do it? I don't really think I'm interested in that. I don't want to mow my lawn, and I don't want to shovel snow in the winter.
One of the most unexpected, worst parts of becoming a homeowner is the realization that people like plumbers, electricians, appliance maintenance people, landscapers, they will all have you in a chokehold, whether you like it or not.
Correct.
You are at their mercy. They don't even...
Unless you know how to do a good chunk of it yourself, or you have friends that specialize in these things like I talk about, and you use them to leverage, to get lower prices and things like that. Yeah, plumbers charge fucking an arm and a leg.
Even need to be nice to you in order for them to get your business.
They don't.
It is harder to get a call back from a landscaper than it is a man.
You hear this? That's how much power these blue-collar jobs have, guys. They don't even have to be nice to the customer, because the customer needs them. Plumbers, electricians, landscapers. You get to treat these people the way you want to treat them. Why? Because they got no other choice. Why? Because there's not enough of us out there doing these jobs. Get to it, man.
You are at the mercy of their pricing, their scheduling, their availability, all of that stuff. And you just gotta take it.
Yep.
Home ownership ain't shit. I just recently bought my first house by myself at 25. I just moved in the house and things have gone to shit. For starters, I nearly flooded my garage. The water heater is not heating. The whole front yard is fucked up. My refrigerator ain't refrigerating. And I still haven't bought furniture. I'm sleeping on an air mattress right now. And I broke out in...
That is one thing I'm like, I don't want to do. Because I'm trying to find a new spot. I'll need to get more furniture. I don't want to spend money on furniture. But I also don't want a house that's completely empty. That only has... like my room.
Tears, not because I'm sad, but because out of frustration, because I knew these things were coming. I just didn't think they were going to come this quickly, and I didn't think they were going to fucking topple each other like they did. Don't get me wrong, I do not regret being a homeowner and buying my house. It's just, it's rough out here, it's a lot, and I'm doing it by myself, and I'm trying the best I can. I'm taking one day at a time, but some days it's just bad.
Buy a house, they said. It would be fun. They said. Came upstairs to run a bath for my son. This is the water. So I said, oh, let me check the water in the sink. Colored water in the sink. Colored water in the other sink. I said, oh, let me go to the master bathroom. Check that there. More dirty water. More dirty water. This is the kitchen. More dirty water. The water is also dirty in the downstairs bathroom. 3 bathrooms and the sink. Dirty water. Also, it's 6:43. So. Yes. Sure, because you can't take a bath. You got whatever you want.
How come every time I come home there ain't never no dick here? This is stupid ass house. The fuck?
But what did these women think? That they was just gonna move into a house and they would have some maintenance guy come back and come around and pick up their trash for free? So that...
I mean, you can give them something for it, right? We've seen those plumber shows / movies.
It's also one of their biggest issues. They need a man there to be a maintenance man, to be a handyman, and also to be a financial help to bring in a second income. Why do these women continue to think they can live this way without the help of a man? But us as men know why. They was fooled into thinking they was independent and did not need a man.
I hate being a homeowner. There, I said it, and I meant it, and I hate it so much that we're moving out of our house and into an apartment. But not just any apartment, into a loft in the city with 10-foot ceilings, exposed brick, floor to ceiling windows, because I need this move for my mental health.
Really? For your mental, you're gonna fuck yourself over financially to get rid of this house or whatever it is, just for your mental health. When you probably could handle this, but it'd be a little stressful, but you can handle it.
So I decided that this was going to be the year that I focus on myself and I just free myself of all the things that were stressing me, that I didn't like, that just made me unhappy. And then I took a look around me and I realized that one of the main things that were stressing me out was trying to renovate this damn house. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. I saw a girl on here and her response said that rent is the maximum that I will pay, and the mortgage is the bare minimum that I will pay. I've never heard anything more true, and that's exactly why I'm moving. Every time I turn around, there's another expense. There's something to pay for. Something's broke. Something needs to be fixed or replaced. I don't want to deal with that. And I personally make enough money where I could live in a nice place, where I don't have to be in a house in the suburbs renovating a 1970s fixer-upper on a budget. Like I choose not to. So we're moving. While I was at the gym, I just got this.
Again, why don't you just fuck yourself? She said that she can handle all of it. She makes good money, but no, because of her mental health and her own happiness, she'll rather screw herself over financially.
This funny ass offer for my house. So I'm selling my house. I'm tired of being a homeowner by myself. This is my third house I've ever owned, second house that I've owned by myself. And I'm just tired. It's a lot of responsibility being a homeowner.
How the fuck did you go through 3 homes already at this age? What the fuck is going on?
Being a homeowner by yourself, being a woman, being a homeowner by yourself. And I just need a break. So maybe eventually I'll go back to being a homeowner. I probably will after a year, maybe 2, probably a year. But I just need a break for right now.
My mortgage went up $1,000 and I am not okay. So let me tell you guys, for the longest time, people will be screaming from the hilltop, home ownership is not it. Like, don't rush. And I will just be like, I don't understand it because I'm literally chilling, like cheaper than rent. I was bamboozled. So let me tell y'all what they do not tell y'all about real estate. So they do an analysis every year from, at least with the mortgage that I got, right? And so they did an analysis and basically my mortgage increased by $1,000. And I asked them why. And they were like, something about my house is a new build. And so I guess they charged me for the taxes when it was just the land for 2 years. Then after year 2, they add the taxes with the house actually on it. And they were like, yeah, your builder is supposed to...
They should have told you this. My friend just bought a house similar to this. It's a brand new construction in a new area. And yes, he said for the first year, because the neighborhood hasn't been fully built yet, there's that it's not as costly, but he has to pay this extra fee for to further develop the area. There's an extra fee for that, so the area keeps getting developed, so more houses keep getting built around him to put his property value up, I guess. But yes, he only pays for the land for now, for at least a year or 2, and then he'll start paying for the house, land, and everything. This is a normal thing. I don't think it's weird, but they're supposed to tell you.
Tell you, they didn't. They didn't. And so I asked them, can I sell the house? And they were like, there's no equity in it. You guys see me smiling, but come next month, I'm literally going to be in tears because $1,000 extra a month, I legit want to move back home and live with my parents. But I don't have that option.
She said you make plenty of money and you can afford it, and you're able to afford more than just it. But an extra $1,000 a month, and now you can't afford it. I'm not saying $1,000 is little, but you said you were able to afford it quite easily before. So I'm assuming you'll still have enough leeway in your budget to be able to pull $1,000. But there's also she's been probably paying for a whole year now and still has zero equity. So
I'm sick. Like, I'm sick. Honestly, don't buy a house if you're single. Like, buy a house when there's two incomes coming in. Because, baby, you gonna need it.
In about a month, I'm moving from the home that I own in Washington, D.C., and I'm moving back into an apartment. And I feel like in this economy, this home, like, purchasing economy, like, it probably is confusing for a lot of people on why somebody that is a homeowner would leave the home that they own to go rent an apartment.
you don't own it, girl. That's the problem with this home ownership. Again, you're just borrowing it from the bank. If you owned it, your only payment it would be property tax.
Especially with rent prices being crazy, but honestly, it's the best decision for me and my daughter, and I'm gonna go through the reasons, but honestly, I feel like the list is endless. Okay, number one, I am a single woman, a single mother, and I feel like living in a house, you have a little less security than you do when you live in a large apartment building that has like secured entry, a doorman, maybe even like a security personnel on staff, cameras everywhere.
True.
And I feel very vulnerable in my home at times. And look,
Yeah, because you don't got a man to defend the home.
I have a security system. Shout out ADT. Not sponsored, but go ahead and do it if you'd like. I have Ring cameras, but I just feel like it's not the same as having the extra level of security that you have living in a large building. So for instance, I do go on dates and I date people, and I feel like you can Google someone and figure out their address pretty quickly, especially when you're a homeowner. There's just like databases where that information is publicly available. And so if someone got really weird after a date, like, what are you going to do?
This is actually a legitimate concern for single women that own houses. Like, if you got a super bad stalker that would not leave you alone, guess what? Your home, your safety is now fully compromised because you don't have a man there to help protect things.
Is somebody going to be waiting for me outside my house? Well, I don't know. And I've had really weird situations where I felt uncomfortable. And I'd drive up to my house and be like, okay, I hope that guy's not here. He was being really weird in text today. He's sounding weird. Hope he's not outside, because if he is, like, what am I going to do? So that's one. And these are kind of the things that you think about when you're a single woman that I feel like other people don't have to think about.
True.
But that is something I think about, and I think about it enough that I'm just over it. On, like, to that point, we're going to stay on that point for now, and maybe this will be like a few videos, but like, even when someone delivers something to your house, people are weird, and once they know who lives there, like, there's nothing you could do about it. You're just there.
This is also true. I mean, this is legitimate concerns, even for just normal people. Delivery drivers, if you're not home for a while, and they come over your house, and they can tell that your house is not being maintained, or there's someone there, guess what? They're going to tell their buddies. And guess what? Shit's going to happen. You know why I say this? Because this literally happened to my dad's house in April. Like, my dad's house is in Bakersfield. We live in the LA area. My dad's donut shop is in the LA area. And Bakersfield's like 2.5 hours away, 2 hours away. That's where his house is. But he doesn't go there. He doesn't live there. He just has the house there. And he doesn't rent it out because he has too much junk. Something about immigrants and just hoarding stuff is... I'm sure a lot of you immigrants with parents or have immigrant parents, you know what I'm talking about. They just hoard everything. And because he has so much shit, he doesn't want to get rid of it or move it anywhere. So he wants the house just to have all this shit. He doesn't want to rent it. It got broken into in April, And they took almost everything. They took his lawnmowers. They took the car because he kept one of his cars there. The only thing they didn't take was like the photo albums. Thank God, because a lot of those photo albums are irreplaceable with my mother's photos in them. But they just stole everything, all the clothes, all the extra stuff. That's what happens at homes when it's not protected by a man.
You're just on your own and someone has your address.
We are all tired. Like, maybe it's just me, but I am exhausted. Everything is expensive. Inflation is through the roof. We can't get jobs to save our lives. This country is a shit show. This election is a fucking joke. The dating scene, atrocious.
Again, I don't disagree with any of that.
There is literally nothing to live for these days. And I'm not trying
Okay, I would disagree with the nothing to live for.
to be dramatic, but there's genuinely nothing to live for. So any goals that you had for yourself, whether it be career, family, marriage, travel, which you can't afford anyways, all of that is null and void. And I feel like we're also in a really weird period where the future doesn't look any better. Like, it doesn't seem like this is something we can ride out or vote against or...
I think it's only like that for the people that don't want to put the work and effort in. That think that just things are going to correct themselves and they just want to just keep doing the same thing. No, you got to work on it. You got to be better. My future looks pretty good. You know, I'm buying a donut shop. I do okay at YouTube. I have another job. I'm trying to make as much money as I can. Got my passport. You know, you gotta earn it. You gotta put in the effort. You gotta put in the time. There's not just bloop, everything falls on your lap.
Do with that. Like, it just seems like everything's just going to shit and there's nothing really we can do about it. Like, when I talk to all of my friends and family, I've asked all of them, do you plan on voting? And everyone's answer is no, because no one cares anymore. We have our own lives to worry about, myself included. If you know me, you know I'm the biggest advocate for voting, not only presidentially, but locally. I can't even find the time to focus on what local things are going on in my community because I can't afford to take that time to figure it out. And it's crazy because, in all honesty, I've spent more time researching how to get the hell out of this country than I have researching an election or anything else for that matter. And the free time that I do get, I just spend with my friends and family getting drunk and having a good time because that's...
So you don't put any effort into growing. You don't put any effort into being better. You don't put any effort, and you just... all the effort you're doing is just to try to leave the country, but you're not putting any effort to save money or make enough money to leave the country. You deserve this. People deserve what they get, right? In a sense that if you don't put the work in, don't expect to have anything better.
The bare minimum of actual life that I can live. I genuinely feel like this is what it feels like when you know you're about to like go to war and everything is going to become very depressing and very bad, so you just decide to have fun and throw it all away now while you have the chance to. Is that just me, or does anybody else feel like that's what's happening? Like, I don't feel like this doesn't feel real.
What nobody talks about in adulthood is accepting the fact that some things are not meant for you either at this time, or it wasn't meant for you at all. It's hard to let go of the plans that you made.
Good way to think about it.
Before becoming an adult. And it's hard because you don't know how to accept change. You don't know how to welcome the person that you're becoming and letting go of the person that you was. And it's hard for me right now to accept the fact that my plan was to be married, have kids, have a career before I turn 29, and I'm 27.
You don't have any of those.
I ain't got a lick kid. I ain't got a piece of man. I don't even have the seat in career. And it's like messing with me so bad because it's like, if I didn't have it when I planned it.
See, this is the problem that feminism gave these women. You see those 3 plans that she had right there? It is so hard to focus on all three of those things and get all three things. You should have focused more on maybe two.
Will I ever get it? And then I'm thinking to myself, maybe some things that I want, that I had planned, are not in my cards.
True.
Or not for me. And that is something I'm struggling to accept right now. So
see, even the way they talk, it's just not meant for me. Instead of me maybe putting in some work and working on myself to earn that thing that I want, it's just not for me, you know.
Before I accept that, I'm gonna finish this Chick-fil-A ice cream.
I don't mean to sound all crazy, but like, this is life. Like, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
What is this? What is this life I'm living? What is this right now? Like, we live and we die, and we live and we die, and we evolve and we get better for what? What are we evolving for?
You're not evolving. You're part of the evolution. You're not evolving. The people after you maybe will start evolving, but you yourself, you just have to grow and live life.
It better be the Space Olympics. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what it's for. What is this? I swear.
Now, I don't know if it's just me, but every single person I know in my life right now is going through it. Every single person that I know on a personal level is going through some shit that is making them look around and like, what the fuck is going on? What the is going on? I'm talking about my mom, my dad, my brother, my 5 best friends. All of us are experiencing something in life right now that we're looking around like, what the is going on? I mean, look at me. I done spent an hour crying in my best friend's arms talking about, I don't know what the is wrong with me, but I'm fucking crying. I'm not okay. I mean, if you look at me, I got a place to lay my head. Ignore it because I'm moving in right now, so a lot is going on. Like, I have a beautiful place to live. I got food to eat, plenty of it, clearly. I got makeup right there. I got a bathroom to fucking piss and shit in. I have everything that I could possibly want. But just like a lot of y'all, and just like the people that I know in my life, we are all dealing with something that we do not understand. We don't know how to get through it. But one thing that my friend told me while I was crying in her arms was understanding the act of grace. Now, I don't talk a lot about grace because I don't give it to a lot of people, and I don't give it to myself quite often. Quite frankly, the minute somebody pisses me off or do me wrong, you're done. But I also understand that the cycle of life, the way that life is set up, we have to give ourselves grace. I struggle with things internally that I have to deal with. It's not my confidence because I love myself. But the main that be talking about boundaries, I struggle with putting up boundaries. The main that talk about a slow burn relationship, I struggle with doing that. The main that talk about finances, I struggle with that because I have a struggle with impulse control. But I got ADHD, I can't help it. But
I think we're...
Shut up. I can't help it. I am dyslexic, guys. Like, literally diagnosed dyslexia when I was younger and when I first came to this country. And so I was in RSP, special ed, in all of my elementary school career because they thought I was kind of dumb. And I wasn't the brightest. I've never used that as any type of crutch or anything to say, oh, it's okay because I'm dyslexic. Fuck that. I try my best to be better. You guys correct me on my grammar and things like that. I don't bitch and moan about it. I just say thank you. Like, I'm grateful that people correct me and are care enough to correct my grammar or correct the things that I say or, write on my thumbnails and stuff. I take it in and just like, oh, thank you. I don't understand why. Oh, I wouldn't ever say, oh, I'm like that because I'm dyslexic, like you're just going to have to deal with it. No, I might say, I am dyslexic. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be better. And that's what I'll probably say. But to use it as a crutch to stay the same or to be whatever the fuck you're wanting to be is bull fucking shit. Like, grow up. You have weaknesses. Get over those weaknesses and make them stronger, or make it so that weakness is so minute to you that it doesn't affect too much.
We're going to see a lot more women having mental health issues because they are, quote, alone in this world because they don't have men in their lives. They're not dating. They don't have boyfriends, and they definitely don't have a husband. And I really do think your mental health depends on if you have a mate or not. Now, I know a lot of men, we can be alone and be okay. We can live, by ourselves and function just fine,
Not too
even
bad.
until our elderly years. But I don't think women are built the same way. I think a lot of women do need partnership and companionship. It really isn't good for a lot of these ladies to be alone.
I'm selling my home after being a homeowner for only 1 year, and here's why. Saying I'm a homeowner is a lot better than actually being a homeowner. There's a lot of work that goes into maintaining a home that I'm just not willing to do, to be honest.
Just not willing to do. No, not that she's not able to. No, she's just not even willing to. So you made a major purchase that is going to hopefully set you up for your future, but you're not willing to do the things that you need to make sure it stays that way.
Also, I prefer living in an apartment because of the amenities. You have parking garages, you have security, you have a pool, you have trash pickup. And then I'm a mom, so as far as safety goes, like I could live on the second floor, the third floor, fourth floor, and I wouldn't have to worry about someone like getting into my home. Like I just feel like it's a lot more safer. I've always felt a lot safer. When something goes wrong in your house, you are responsible for fixing said problem. When you live in an apartment or when you have a landlord, they have to handle maintenance. You can pick up the phone, hello maintenance, help me. When you have your own home, you can have a warranty, but there's oftentimes a deductible associated with that warranty. It's a headache. It's a true headache. My neighbors in my community suck. Like I have a few good neighbors, but I have a few not so great neighbors, and it's just,
I only care about Karens, but then again, I'm old enough now to I kind of appreciate Karens a little bit because, okay, where I live, there's sometimes kids coming in 4x4s making ruckuses, people speeding on our street and stuff, and there's kids here. There's kids playing, and we have kids. Our neighbors have kids, so I'm not a big fan of that because I don't want the kids to fuck. I don't want to come home one day and there be an ambulance and one of the kids is, laying on the ground. So we have a new neighbor that moved in. He's a bit of a Karen type, but he's a good Karen type. He will put up signs. He will do things and try to make sure the neighborhood is better. I don't actually hate on that. He doesn't really bug me in a sense, so I'm okay with it. But if he was more anal on me, I'd probably change my mind. But I see how Karens can be useful in a sense because he also is a big neighborhood watcher, and I'm a big neighborhood watcher. I always watch the neighborhood. I always watch things. So me and him get along fine.
I don't know. I just feel like it's not worth it to settle and live around people that I don't want to live around forever. I don't know if I have ADHD or ADD, or I don't know, but also too, I'm not the type of person that wants to sit in one place forever. I love movement. I don't want to be in one place forever. So, and I have commitment problems. So I can't commit to one place.
She admitted
that's
it.
just not for me.
That's why you single.
So long story short, another huge thing is your mortgage changes. Obviously, I factored this in before I purchased my home, but now it's getting to the point that my mortgage is going up because of taxes, but it's like how your rent goes up and you don't see any changes, right? My mortgage is going up and I'm not seeing any changes. I'm over it. So long story short, being a homeowner is, people have always told me buy a home and just rent it out. And the reason I'm not renting my home out is because for me, I just feel like that would be an even bigger hassle because if something goes wrong, I have to fix it immediately.
Correct. My cousins have 10 units worth of apartments. It's just different apartments, different duplexes and stuff. My cousin is the one that's blood to me. She has a husband, which, again, I call him my cousin. You guys made it a little bit weird for me. But he handles everything. He will do the plumbing. He will fucking do the maintenance work. He'll do the yard stuff. He'll do all of that. when my actual blood cousin, she doesn't have to do any of that. Why? Because her husband handles that shit. The man handles that shit, and he handles all of those types of shit. Where my cousin just takes care of the business. She runs the donut shop. Where my other cousin, well, her husband, sorry, helps run the donut shop, bakes for the donut shop, and still maintains all of the properties that they have also. That's what men are useful for. To help stabilize everything, to make things easier in everybody's life.
If they tear up my entire home, I have to fix that. And I get that there's insurances and there's all these caveats, but again, that's extra stress that I truly do not need right now. So long story short, I wanted to be a homeowner before I became a mom. I became a mom at 31, wanted to own a home. You know, around that time I was a homeowner by 30, 31 now. I'll be 32 in a few months, and I just want to be done with this. I don't want to be a homeowner.
See, it just doesn't make sense. You just wanted to own a home just to own a home. This is why men fare so much better. We own homes. Yes, some are just to own a home, but most is towards a family or to at least, be stable. I'm proud of the men that paid off their homes already, that live alone and have nice property and a couple cars and stuff. I'm proud of you, men. You did the right thing. You worked hard. You went through all of the suffering that these women did, but you came out on top. That's the best way.
Anymore, ever again. Like, I'm not interested in it.
One thing about adulthood that I am so over is all the made up timelines and deadlines. Get married by 25, have a baby by 30, buy a house by 35, blah, 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 blah. It's the way you enter adulthood and all of a sudden people want you to govern your life according to what everyone else is doing or what everyone else has done. And let me tell you something, you will not find peace in this life until you let go of that pressure. And more specifically, you have to learn to not be bothered by the backlash and the talking that comes with living life on your terms. It is perfect.
I can agree with this. It's a good statement. The guys that are MGTOW, guys that are passport bros, don't let these women shame you into dating them or giving them your resources. Fuck them.
It's okay to do things according to your own timeline. Everyone's timeline does not have to look the same. And a lot of the deadlines people give you are made up. In life, really, there is no deadline because you can literally do most things whenever you want to do them.
I'm sorry, lady. No. For you, no. You cannot have kids past a certain age. So there is a particular deadline on that. So don't think that there's no deadline on anything.
People act like if you don't do something by a certain time, your opportunity to have that thing is completely gone. If I don't get married in my 20s, that doesn't mean I can't get married in my 30s. If I don't buy a house in my 30s, that doesn't mean I can't buy a house in my 40s. And some people might say, oh, but what about being a parent, being a mother? Like, having a biological child is not the only way someone can be a mother. Just because I'm not a parent in my 20s.
I think it becomes quite different when it's your biological child than another child. And I'm not saying most people that have foster children or, stepchildren or anything or adopted children don't love their children to a high degree, but it's just different when it comes from you and they're a part of you.
30s doesn't mean I can't be a parent in my 40s. And do you know who really irks me? The people who apply pressure to their peers. Round of applause for the people who are pushing for a deadline that they haven't even personally achieved. They'll be the ones talking about, oh, but aren't you worried that you don't own a house and you're not married and you don't have kids? Like, where is your house and your kids?
It looks like a lot of women fell for the female empowerment feminism trap, encouraging women to own these homes. And like I said, they used it as a way to get up one on men. They really thought they was flexing. And I remember hearing these stats of single women owning more homes. And I was like, okay, let them own 70% of the debt too that's attached to it, while men get to save and invest and travel the world. I remember back in the day hearing women brag about, oh, I'm about to buy a house and I'm gonna get a house. I'm closing on my house. It was like a major flex a couple of years ago. And I remember a couple of these women bringing it up in my face, making little comments like, when are you gonna purchase a home? You still in that apartment? Trying to take little shots. But I will let them know that, you know, why would I buy a home right now? I have already owned a house before. A lot of times men only purchase homes for a wife and kids. Women are the ones that's gonna go buy a 4-bedroom house and it's just her and her dog. They will take the max loan amount just to get a nice, beautiful house to show it off to her friends and show it off to social media.
True.
Let's keep it real. Because me as a man, I do look at it like, you know, it's just me. Why would I purchase a 3-4 bedroom home? I would love to continue traveling the world, live in condos in other countries. I don't want to be tied to an overpriced suburban cookie cutter house paying $400,000 to $600,000 for a house that looks just like all my other neighbors' house. No, but that's all I got in this video. You guys definitely drop a comment down below.
Shout out to Dating Right, one of our passport bros. And I agree with them. If men aren't saving up for houses, aren't saving up for a lot of these major purchases, save up to leave the country. Save up to go travel. Save up to meet the women that reciprocate. And you might be able to build a nice home in another country. Please subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Get you next time.